If you have ever searched for the Skoda and a Volkswagen DSG gearbox online, you might have come across this one term everywhere. Don't buy the DQ200 gearbox. Few people say that it is a fantastic gearbox and few say that it is a ticking time bomb. Well, I have been living with one on our Octavia 1.8 TSI. I have been driven 1,75,000 kilometers till date, and it has almost been 9 years till date. So I may be the person who is right fit for talking about this gearbox, telling my experiences, telling the problems that I have faced and the good things about this gearbox till date. And would I recommend you to buy a DQ200 equipped gearbox car in the 2026. This is my Skoda Octavia with a 1.8 TSI which came with the DQ200 gearbox, which is very famous for all the wrong reasons. We have driven this car for 1,75,000 kilometers and I'm pretty sure nobody has clocked such high mileage on a car like Octavia with the gearbox like the DQ200. It has been through all the major highways, it has been through the villages, and it has also been driven in the city traffic like Bangalore. So I think I have lived with this car for a very long time to give you my honest opinion on this particular gearbox. I'm pretty sure that you may all know about the DQ200 gearbox. It is a dry clutch 7-speed gearbox which was in the likes of Polo, in the Vento, the Rapid, and the limited edition T-Roc, and in the Karoq. Along with that, it came in the Superb and in the Octavia. It has been served in the Indian market for a very long time. Along with that, in the present day, it comes equipped in the Virtus, in the Slavia, and in the Kushaq and in the Taigun. It has been loved by most of the enthusiasts in the Indian market because of the quick shifting nature of this gearbox, and along with that, the efficiency that this gearbox brings when it is mated with a 1.5 liter TSI engine, because this gearbox is a very light gearbox when compared to any wet clutch, because the wet clutch gearbox are heavy in nature and the clutch is submerged in oil, so that obviously increases the weight of the gearbox. And the reason why Volkswagen went with the DQ200 for majority of the mass market cars is because of the cost effectiveness of this gearbox. The gearbox, which is the DQ250 or any other wet clutch gearbox, they were much more expensive and they came with 6-speed. And when compared to the DQ200, which was dry clutch, and it was much lesser in terms of weight, and also it was much more cheaper to manufacture, and because it was cheap and because it was cheaper for manufacturing, it was being put into the cars which you and I were able to enjoy till date. So most enthusiasts love this car because of its quick shifting nature, like I told you, and the speed in which the gearbox responded for all our throttle inputs. And till date, there is no other comparison to the DQ200. So with so many good things about this gearbox and the cost effectiveness and the mass market availability of this gearbox, even in 2026, many people get scared to buy a car which is equipped with DQ200. It is because of few reasons that this gearbox went throughout its existence in the Indian market. Those are the jerking issues, the clutch getting worn out, the mechatronic getting failed, and also the random gearbox light which came in the dashboard, which scared a lot of people. This is what the internet says, but it rarely says about why this thing is happening and what the real reason is behind all these things. So here are my experience after driving our car for 1,75,000 kilometers with regards to the DQ200. The gearbox has been a very fantastic gearbox till date. It has been smooth from the day one till date, and it has not left us stranded anywhere like people say. It has never misbehaved to us till date. It was pretty smooth. It was a gem of a gearbox mated to our 1.8 TSI. We had never faced any sort of issues when it comes to overheating or any sort of failure issues till we hit around 1,72,000 kilometers or odd. During that time, one thing that we noticed at 1,72,000 kilometers was the gearbox was struggling a bit, or it was jerking a bit when in low speeds. So we went to the service center and got it checked for what the reason might be, and they told us that there is a message from the gearbox saying that the tolerance level of the clutch 1 has been reached, and I asked them what the issue is and what has to be done. This message particularly says that the tolerance of the clutch number 1 has been already reached, and the gearbox or the clutch may get worn out any time, and the car may lose the clutch number 1. And the thing that the service advisor told me that is, even if the message pops up, based on our driving, we can drive this car for more than around 10,000 to 15,000 kilometers or so without any issues. And ask them what might happen if the clutch fails all of a sudden. Will we be stranded? Because we drive our car a lot and we not wanted to take that risk of getting stuck in the middle of the highway or something like that. So the thing which the advisor told was, even if the clutch number 1 goes off, there will be the second clutch which will still be running. It will safely get you from one place to the other with just the clutch number 2 or the second clutch. So if you lose the first number clutch, the second number clutch will still be running, and you can come from the point where the clutch number 1 has failed to your home without any issues, and then get the clutch and all the other things replaced. So once I was known about the error code, we still use that car for around 3 to 4,000 kilometers. Maybe this error code was like we came to know about this issue at around 1,70,000 or 1,68,000 kilometers, but still we drove our car for around 1,74,000 kilometers. So when we wanted to get our clutch pack replaced, they told us that there is no way that we can just change one clutch, and so we had to get the complete clutch assembly with both the clutches inside it, and along with that we have to change the flywheel also. So apart from the flywheel and the clutch set, along with these two parts, there is something called as the crankshaft sensor, which sits in the crankcase of the engine. When you remove this gearbox along with the flywheel, that is where the sensor is situated. So the service advisor advised me to get the sensor changed as well, because we are not going to remove the gearbox again and again in the future. So once we get all these three things sorted, the car will perform very well and will last for the next 1,50,000 to 1,60,000 kilometers based on our driving. So the cost that we incurred for getting all these things done was almost around 1,90,000 rupees or odd. So we went ahead, we got this changed in the authorized service center itself by Skoda, and did not go outside, even though we could have gone outside and saved a lot of money by doing so, because there are aftermarket options available, which is the OE manufacturer, the Luke, where it is the same exact flywheel and the clutch pack which they source from outside and they put it in a car. But I did not wanted to take any sort of risk in terms of the reliability and the longevity of our gearbox, because we went ahead with the authorized service center because we were assured that we will be getting around 6 months of support or 6 months of warranty with this. So I did not wanted to take any sort of risk, because if we go outside, they will put the gearbox and they will let the car go out, and once the car is out, they are not responsible for any sort of issues. And I would advise you, if you are someone who stays in a tier 2 city or a tier 3 city, please spend that 50,000 or 40,000 rupees more, especially if you guys are owning the bigger cars. It would make sense to get it serviced at the service center itself rather than going outside and getting it done. So by all this, one thing which we noticed was, and one thing I can say you was, till the 1,65,000 till the 1,72,000 kilometers, The car and the gearbox was wonderful. There was no sort of issues like I told you, and it lasted us for 1,72,000 kilometers, and even it would go a bit more if we had pushed it. So if you are someone who is still worried about the gearbox, so if you are someone worried about the gearbox, thinking that it is going to be a problematic one or it is going to fail, it is not going to happen, because we are the real world example where we have driven our car for so long and we had not faced any sort of issues. See, I know that you guys have to get the clutch pack replaced, and it is a expensive repair. So it is the same case for any other manual gearbox as well. So if you have any other manual gearbox, in fact my own Polo, I had to get my clutch replaced at around 60,000 or 50,000 kilometers. That costed me around 25 to 30,000. So when compared to the DQ200, this is going to last you for around 1,50,000 kilometers or so. It is a fair deal when you are using such a robust and such a technologically advanced gearbox in your car, and it is obviously going to give you that feel in driving, not like the other manuals. So anyway, you have to get the clutch pack changed because it is a wear and tear part that goes into your car. So any wear and tear part, it has to be replaced. It is not for lifelong. So this is the only thing which you have to keep in mind. Apart from all these things, there is no other issues that our gearbox gave us. But in today's DQ200 cars, the company is replacing the gearbox oil in what, 40,000 or 50,000 kilometers or odd. I don't know what exact number is, but they are replacing the gearbox oil. So it is going to be much more reliable in terms of the long-term usability. So coming to the point where how to make your gearbox last for such a long time like how ours was, it all depends on the kind of driving that we do. We on the other hand drive our car very gently. We don't do launches in our car, or we don't do any sort of rapid or any sort of urgent acceleration in the cities or something like that, which is obviously going to help the gearbox last for a very long time. And apart from that, we make sure that our car, whenever we are stationary, we don't directly jump onto the accelerator after the brake. We lift off our brake and then we let the car to crawl for a while, for a bit, and then we gently push on the accelerator. What this does is it doesn't put the pressure on the gearbox when like it has to rapidly work for your accelerator input. So this one trick is obviously going to help your gearbox last a very long time. And apart from that, whenever you are in the cities and you are stuck in a red light, when you are stuck in the traffic, do make sure that you put your car in neutral and stay there. Don't put it in the don't let it stay in the drive mode and then place your foot on the brake. Let it rest in the neutral. Let it rest in neutral, and once the signal is left, so once the signal turns green, put it into gear and gently lift off the brake. Let the car crawl, and then you can put on, and then you can give the accelerator input. So what this does is it is ultimately putting less stress on the gearbox, and it is obviously going to last for a very long time. And apart from all these things, the other major reason which the other major point which you have to consider is always make sure that you get your service done on time and in the authorized service center itself. Don't go outside and get your car repaired. This is the most important part, because most of them, just to save few bucks, they go outside and get their car repaired. But don't do this mistake. Let your car go to the authorized service center and then get the service done over there itself. One more thing that I did for our car is I did a DSG reset every 6 months. So it resets our old driving patterns and it stays fresh. So that is one thing which you have to remember. I'll do a different video showing how to do a DSG reset in the Skoda or Volkswagen cars. It is going to be the same for all the old ones and in the new ones, so stay tuned for it. Along with that, do subscribe to my channel if you liked my video till now. So other than all these things, our car was majorly driven on the highways. This is one of the major reason that the gearbox life was so high. So now who should buy the cars with the DQ200? I know many of you are itching to buy the car with a great explosive performance, and along with that the smoothness of the 1.5 TSI engine. So I would suggest, if you are someone who drives your car majorly on the highways, close your eyes, go ahead and get the car whichever you like, be it Virtus Slavia or be it the Taigun and the Kushaq. Go ahead, there will not be any sort of problem till 1,50,000 kilometers if you follow the tips and tricks I told you before. And if you are someone who drives your car majorly in the cities, I would suggest you to stay away from this gearbox, because it is going to, well, it is, I won't tell you that it is going to fail on you, but the longevity of the car's gearbox is going to go down. Instead of 1 lakh kilometers, it may get, the clutch may wear out within just around 80 to 1 lakh kilometers. So this is one thing which you have to keep in mind. The gearbox won't fail, the mechatronics won't fail. The only thing that is going to happen is the clutch pack is going to wear out and the flywheel is also going to wear out. So it's going to be an expensive repair for you guys if you majorly drive it in the city. So, and I hope that if you are someone who is driving your car in the city, you are not even going to reach that kind of high mileage on your car. So it is fairly so it is a fair point that your car is also going to last for the lifetime till you own your car. So based on, once you sell it to the other customer, then if he drives it, then he has to look into that matter. So if you are someone who is driving in the city, you won't anyway drive it till 1 lakh kilometers. Apart from that, if you are a person who drives it in mixed conditions, or if you are someone who does rash driving or does hard acceleration on your with your car, you should stay away from this gearbox. And because this hard acceleration and constant launching of your car is definitely going to cause an issue to your gearbox, with the mechatronics is also going to get affected with this, and along with that the clutch pack is also going to get affected with this. So if you are someone who is like that, please do stay away from this gearbox unless and until you have a lot of money and you want to enjoy this car's performance. Go ahead, not an issue. So what I would suggest is, within these three categories, person who is driving in the highways, all good, you can go ahead and buy it. Person who does 50-50 driving both in highway and in the city, you can easily consider not an issue at all. So person who drives it only in the cities, you have to think about it, because it is going to lower the longevity of the clutch pack. So that is one thing. Apart from that, there is no other issue with the gearbox which is very concerning or which makes you get scared. It doesn't even make you shell out a fortune to get your gearbox repaired. It is only going to cost you around 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees or odd. So that is one thing which you have to consider. Apart from that, Volkswagen and Skoda gives you around 7 years of warranty. If there is any sort of issue with the gearbox, they will definitely get it corrected. So you don't have to think about all those things. If you are someone in the market right now to buy the 1.5 liter engine, go ahead, close your eyes and get it if you fall into the category that I told you. Thank you guys for watching my video till now, and if you like the video, do hit the thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, which is going to really help me out to grow in the future. Thank you.